Hello and welcome into the Finance Report. I'm David Wilkinson alongside Mallory Hoff and our guest Adam Wolf. Over the next half hour, we'll discuss what it takes to get to and through retirement.
Here's what's ahead. First, we'll talk income and why retirees should consider replacing their paycheck in retirement. Then in 15 and 15, we'll discuss taxes, lifestyle, and your 401k. We'll also talk about your road to retirement. This and so much more coming up.
Joining us now is Jacksonville's retirement coach Adam Wolf. Adam is an area certified financial planner with more than 2 decades of financial services experience. He's the president of Wolf Retirement Navigation, a firm that focuses on helping people build smarter plans for a successful retirement. Adam, let's start here. Once we hit retirement, the paycheck stops, but unfortunately the bills, they keep on showing up. How do we go about attacking that situation?
Yeah, it's all about putting together a smart plan, one that incorporates where you're going to get your money from through an income planning process, Social Security, taking it into account a pension if you have one of those, where your 401ks, your IRAs need to be invested to draw income from those as well. In addition to that, how much risk you have in your portfolio. As we near retirement, we want to take risk off the table.
Sure.
Safety, protection is more of a play than the risky stuff that we had before, to make a good balance. In addition to that, having a tax efficient plan and strategy to not just save money potentially this year, but potentially down the road as our government mismanages their spending.
Yeah.
And so in addition, healthcare expenses, looking at long-term care, because it can be one of the largest expenses in retirement. And then where do we want our stuff to go through an estate planning process when we're no longer here to make it efficient to that next generation or your spouse or family friends?
You touched on income planning. I want to talk about how important it is to generate multiple streams of income. When it comes to having a truly successful retirement, I know how important it is for people to maintain their lifestyle. This can be a challenge.
Yeah, so multiple streams of income, looking at starting with an income plan, reducing the fees where you can, knocking down the tax bill where you can, provides you more income. And when you draw the income, whether it's Social Security, maybe you have a pension, maybe you have multiple IRAs, a non-IRA, a 401k, all of those buckets of money should be working to your advantage in retirement and being very efficient, because really that's what you have left.
Yeah.
What does it mean to de-risk your portfolio?
Yeah, as you get closer to retirement, you want to take risk off the table. You want to start to protect your assets. You want to start to protect your retirement. That means that when you're working, you're not using your money. You're not drawing income from it. You can, even though you might not like it, sort of ride out those volatile times.
Sure.
In retirement, when you have a portfolio that is all at risk, or a large portion of it is at risk, and you really don't know until you have it analyzed and looked at, by somebody like myself, to fine tune the right amount of risk is key to retirement.
So when it comes to the next big market correction then, do you think a lot of people are under the impression that they truly have an understanding of what their portfolio can withstand, when in reality, they're not quite sure?
Yeah, many of the people that I work with for the first time, they come to me, they've weathered the last year.
Okay.
They weathered 2008. They weathered even 2000, a dot-com crash. So they don't want to go through this ever again. And you still need to have something that's going to be a reasonable growth of your portfolio, but to protect what you're comfortable with.
Sure.
If your goal only needs 6 or 7% to accomplish your overall lifestyle and goals and pay the taxes and pay for inflation and do all these different things, you might not be taking enough risk, but more than likely you're taking more risk than you need to get that.
Looking at taxes, how critical is it to have a tax plan as part of your retirement?
Taxes is the #1 expense for most retirees, and it adds up over time. Those tax bills can amount to tens, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars over the course of a 20, 30, 40-year retirement.
Wild.
A lot of our assets that we have when we retire are tax deferred, meaning we haven't paid taxes on the money yet. So putting together a plan that shows a way to get those tax deferred assets into tax-free assets should be looked at hard and intensely within your overall plan.
Given how much a lot of people stand to save, why do you think the right tax strategy is so frequently overlooked?
It's overlooked because we don't concentrate on it, mostly most advisors don't.
Yeah.
My background is in taxes as well, so it is at the forefront of a successful plan. It's the #1 expense. Every 2 years, there's legislative risk up in DC. The tax code potentially changes, and the way our government's managing the money, we're borrowing $2 trillion a year roughly. The tax bills are going to have to go up to pay for those bills. And it's a little scary, right? But if we get ahead of it to plan for it, we can reduce and eliminate the majority of those taxes.
Why do you feel there's this, I hate to say this, uneducated factor for so many people when it comes to their plan? They don't know how much risk they're taking on. Taxes aren't talked about enough. I mean, this has got to do with knowledge, and if you don't have that knowledge going into retirement, it can certainly cost you.
Yeah, listen, my grandfather, he was an electrician. He's since passed away. I know nothing about electricity. And most people who are working, they're really good at what they do, and they have their families to take care of, and they're busy. This is too important not to plan for. Most people take more time planning for a vacation than they do their retirement. That's what we're here to help with, and that's what we help our clients with on a day-to-day basis.
Great information as always, which means the time to act is now. Today, exclusively for our Finance Report viewers, Adam has a great offer for you. Right now, for the first 5 callers with a portfolio of $500,000 or greater, he's offering a complimentary Retire Smart plan just for you. This will allow Adam and his team to sit down with you personally and provide you with a roadmap analyzing where you are right now and discuss your best steps to really get ready for a successful retirement. The number to call, 904-872-6264. Once again, that number, 904-872-6264. One of the most critical components when it comes to planning a truly successful retirement is, of course, avoiding big losses. Adam, why do you feel so many retirees overlook that risk level?
Yeah, most people aren't paying attention to it. And also, you know, like until last year, things went up a lot since 2008.
Longest bull run in history.
Longest bull run in history. But many of the people I work with are nearing retirement or in retirement. They remember 2008. They remember losing, prior to working with me, significant amounts of money. Now, to protect a portion of your money going into retirement, it's prudent. How you do that, you still want to have reasonable growth potential. Reduction of fees, reduction of taxes where applicable can get you to and through retirement successfully.
How do you truly know what your retirement portfolio can withstand?
You don't until you analyze it.
Okay.
We analyze it for folks meeting with us on a daily basis that show what assets you own are at risk, which ones are relatively safe, and which ones fall in between, so you know the information so you can make the right decision with your portfolio.
So if we do pull back on risk, how can we make sure we can still grow our money?
Yeah, it's a balancing act.
Okay.
And so you just don't want to take all your money and put it into the bunker. Interest rates have come up, so that gives us a little bit better chance of having really good growth with safe money, and having market exposure where it needs to be efficient, low fees, and be there to fight inflation down the road.
All right, so let's talk income planning, because I think we all know people who have spent years maybe just picking away at that pile of money. They're just comfortable there, even though maybe they know there are other options out there. What do you say to those folks?
Yeah, so if you're fully retired, you're picking away at the money, or, if you're happy with what you're doing, continue to do it. If you want a second opinion to make it more efficient, that's what we're here for, to see if the risk is right, to make sure the growth potential is appropriate, to have the fee structure as low as it can be, because if you can save 0.5 to 1% on your portfolio over the course of a retirement, that's tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars in potential savings, depending on your portfolio size, in your pocket to not outlive your money.
So let me ask you this, because we know we want to be able to cover our monthly expenses. We also want to be able to take those vacations. How do you really know what those monthly expenses are going to look like in retirement? And can that be challenging for some people?
Yeah, the majority of the time, folks get ready to retire and they've fine-tuned their budgets.
Okay.
From a standpoint, okay, we're not going to be putting any more money into 401k contributions. We're not going to be paying payroll taxes anymore. Maybe we get the mortgage or some of the debt paid off to fine-tune a lifestyle to cover the basic needs. And then what are we going to be adding in retirement that we weren't necessarily doing before? Maybe more trips, maybe more experiences. But rule of thumb is about the same amount of income that you had while you were working is about the same amount that you'll need in retirement. So squeezing as much juice from the fruit through efficient tax strategies, through right sizing the risk and reduction of fees where we can get it done.
Always great insight and guidance. I'm
Thank
going to
you.
put a to be continued on this portion of our
Excellent.
conversation. Adam, thank you. And coming up on the Finance Report, we'll discuss your road to a successful retirement. And up next in 15 and 15, David will put Adam on the clock. But first, today, exclusively for our Finance Report viewers, Adam has a great offer for you. Right now, for the first 5 callers with a portfolio of $500,000 or greater, he's offering a complimentary Retire Smart plan just for you. This will allow Adam and his team to sit down with you personally and provide you with a roadmap analyzing where you are right now and discuss your best steps to really get ready for a successful retirement. The number to call right now, 904-872-6264. Once again, that number, 904-872-6264.
We've got the need for speed, so fire that clock up. 15 and 15, 15 topics in 15 seconds. You ready to get going?
Let's do it.
All right, question number 1. We'd all like to believe we've made the right calls as we head into retirement. So Adam, in your mind, what needs to be done to retire with confidence?
Yeah, to retire with confidence is to have a plan, taking into account where you're going to get your income from and when, the right amount of risk to have in your portfolio, the right amount of tax efficiency, being smart with taxes, being smart with healthcare, and also where do you want your stuff to go? The 5th thing, when you're no longer here, your estate plan.
Absolutely. Laying out the game plan with those top 5 points right there. Question number 2, many people like to do their own investing. Hey, they've made money this way. However, what's the difference between investing your own money and building a customized retirement plan?
Yeah, retirement and investing, totally different.
Okay.
Investing, we're able to do that while we're working. You know, we're not drawing money from the portfolio until we are retired. The retirement plan takes into account many more things, not just investment. A lot of people I meet with for the first time have an investment plan,
Sure.
but they don't have a full-blown retirement plan.
All right, which means an investment plan is not a retirement plan?
Correct.
Okay, 1 point for me. Question number 3, good news, bad news. Here's the good news. We're living longer than ever before.
Yes.
Here's the bad news. We need more money than ever before. So Adam, how do we go about making sure our money lasts as long as we do?
It's being efficient with it and knowing when to retire. And a lot of people meet with me and they retire early. Okay, so that's a great thing. We have more time. We can't reprint time. We can reprint money, but we can't reprint time. Having the right amount of risk, the right amount of low fees, and the right amount of low taxes gets it done.
Yeah, let's go into retirement with time and money. That sounds like a win to me. Question number 4, sometimes saving, it can be a challenge, but why do you think those high earners, the 6-7 figures plus, have such a hard time saving for retirement?
Yeah, it's living within your means. I mean, you can have a modest lifestyle and still successfully retire. And a lot of people throw out, you need to have $1 million to retire.
Yeah.
That's not the case. With Social Security, maybe a pension, maybe you've saved some portfolio, 401k, some IRA, the right amount of spending, the low amount of fees, the low amount of taxes, that gets your money to go a lot longer than you thought.
All right, I'm going sidebar. You said the $1 million things. That's the magic for retirement. Is there a magic number?
There's no real magic number except for your magic number. And your
Okay.
magic number, more importantly than money, is when are you going to retire, and then the magic number of times that you're going to spend with your family, with the kids, the grandkids, and the number of trips you'll be taking in retirement.
All right, so we're now going to give them a total of 16 questions because we just fired that one in there. Back on track we go. Question number 5. According to a recent survey, 2/3 of workers said they would need $500,000 to retire comfortably. How did they come up with this number? They guessed. Adam, why is guessing not a solid retirement strategy?
Yeah, it's a horrible plan when it comes to guessing. Having a well-funded, well-laid out and written retirement plan to take into account where you're going to get your income from, the tax exposure, the right amount of risk, makes your money last.
Yeah, that's what people are looking for, and that can lead to some added comfort. Question number 6, 401ks. Lots of people contribute. Lots of people are going to rely on them in retirement. But for those that left one at a previous employer, what should they be doing with it?
Yeah, 401ks, a lot of us have them at previous employers. You can keep it at the previous employer, or you can roll it into the current employer, or you can roll it into an IRA. It depends on what your goals are for it, how it's invested, and what options you want for a successful retirement. You can have as many IRAs as you want to. All that money you haven't paid taxes on it yet.
Yeah.
So it's going to be taxable income on the way out. Pay attention to that.
Okay, absolutely. Question number 7, we want to keep more money in our pockets. What have you seen happen to people's retirement plans when they discover the fees they're paying and address them?
Yeah, a lot of times I see these fees that are high. I've seen them as high as 5% per year. All right, most of the time it's not, but at high fees, if we can bring those expenses down, the ones that are fully disclosed, the ones that are hidden, if we can bring them down 1/2 or 1% on average, that's tens, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars in fee savings over the course of a retirement, depending on your portfolio size.
More money in your pockets, which means more money for you to enjoy.
That's right.
Very good job, sir. We're going to pause the clock right now. A lot of great information, and because of that, today exclusively for our Finance Report viewers, Adam has a great offer. Right now, for the first 5 callers with a portfolio of $500,000 or greater, he's offering a complimentary Retire Smart plan just for you. This will allow Adam and his team to sit down with you personally and provide you with a roadmap, analyzing where you are right now and discuss your best steps to really get ready for a successful retirement. The number to call, 904-872-6264. That's 904-872-6264. Back to work we go. Topic number 8 of 15 and 15. Adam, as we heard earlier, tax planning, it's critical, but are there strategies that can potentially move our retirements into a lower tax bracket?
There is, and you have to focus on the current year to see if there's any tax savings that we can take this year. More importantly, it's years down the road and planning for those when taxes are going to be higher because of the way our government is mismanaging our money, and we are in one of the most historically lowest tax environments from a federal income tax perspective we've ever been in. Now's the time to plan to get this tax-deferred money that you have saved in your 401ks and IRAs into tax-free vehicles.
All right. Speaking of taxes, in retirement, they could cost more than food, clothing, and health care combined.
Yes.
Why are retirees so often caught off guard with this scenario?
Yeah, many people are paying taxes while they're working, but
Yeah.
in retirement, you're still paying that tax bill, but it's an afterthought. It should be one of the first focuses and priorities to reduce that amount of money, to keep tens, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars in your pocket by a sound strategy of a tax plan in your retirement plan.
Yeah, put in that hard work, because hard work, it pays off. Question number 10, this is an alarming term, dead money. What is dead money, and how often are people carrying it around?
Yeah, dead money is anything in your portfolio or in your bank accounts that's not really efficient. You know, maybe it's something where you park some money where you do not have a goal for it.
Okay.
That's dead money to me. And having a goal with a pot of money is important, whether it's a short-term, medium, or long-term goal. We have to look at that to make it the most efficient possible and to earn the right amount of interest.
Sound advice right there. We don't want dead money. We want our money pumping and working for us. Question number 11, market volatility, big losses. What can retirement look like for those that suffer from a big loss and are living life in recovery mode?
Yeah, it can take years to recover from market losses. And so when you build out a retirement plan going into retirement, making sure that you have a portion of it protected from any losses. And that's what we do, and a portion of it at risk in the stock market that's efficient and a low fee. So overall, if you have a portfolio that's protected, but also growing reasonably, at a low cost that's very tax efficient, you've won the game.
All right, that's what we're looking for. Question number 12, strategies from years past that are still being used by some. Do you believe the rule of 100 is still applicable?
Yeah, the rule of 100 today, it is, but from a standpoint of where it was 2 years ago with when interest rates were lower, if we have decent interest rates, it can work for us. We don't want to have all of our money at risk.
Sure.
Now, the flip side of that is bonds under a traditional formula like that, they have lost money. They lost money in 2022. So we have to be careful what kind of safe asset we put in a portfolio to reduce risk and have reasonable growth potential.
Right, I like what you're putting down right now. When it comes to Social Security, people are fearful it might not be there and they should just claim it as soon as they're able. Does that shoe fit all?
In my opinion, if you're receiving it or getting ready to receive it, you're going to be fine. But we have to worry about the taxable income effect of Social Security because Social Security income is taxable.
Yeah.
And it can be taxable for many people. So anything we can do to reduce that Social Security taxation in an overall retirement plan that's efficient, that takes taxes into account, it's necessary.
Yeah, I'm sure you want to work with someone that understands it too, because that book, pretty thick on all the options.
That's right.
That you have. Question number 14, there have been studies done on people with annuities, and one I saw said people with them are actually happier. Why do you think that is?
Yeah, we work with all different types of investment and insurance products. So when we use those as tools into an overall plan, we can use annuities to reduce risk, eliminate risk, and also produce for lifetime guarantees of income. It's not appropriate for everybody, but it can be. It needs to be looked at if you want to protect a portion of your money going forward.
Yeah, it could be a piece of the plan. Right there. Question number 15, final one. For many retirees, they won't have a lifetime pension income to rely on. Instead, they'll rely on their workplace retirement plan. So, Adam, for the middle class millionaires, what should their strategy be for retirement?
Having a retirement plan that takes into account all the risks of an income, the risks of the stock market, the risks of overtaxation, health care, and where you want your stuff to go through an estate plan. You need to focus on those 5 key elements for a successful retirement plan for you in the future.
My man, you dominated 15 and 15. Great news.
Thank you.
Off the clock. And because of that, today, exclusively for our Finance Report viewers, Adam has a great offer for you. Right now, for the first 5 callers with a portfolio of $500,000 or greater, he's offering a complimentary Retire Smart plan just for you. This will allow Adam and his team to sit down with you personally and provide you with a roadmap, analyzing where you are right now and discuss your best steps to really get ready for a successful retirement. It's a game plan to get you where you need to be. The number to call, 904-872-6264. That number, 904-872-6264.
The road to retirement can feel like a complicated one, especially for those who are unwilling to roll down the window and ask for directions. Adam, you don't know anybody like that, do you?
Yeah, right.
All right, let's take a look here. On our road to retirement, our first stop is, of course, income. Let's talk about why.
Yeah, so income is that foundation, because when we're working, we have, our paycheck coming in, we know where we're getting our income from.
Sure.
In retirement, we don't. So it's the timing of when to take Social Security, if you have a pension, when to draw your pension, and then if you have savings, when and where to pull from what buckets of money that you have, whether it's taxable, tax deferred, tax free, putting that all together to have enough money to do what you want to do in retirement.
All right, as we travel down the road here, we make another pit stop. It is growth. Tell me why.
Growth is a double-edged sword because we all like it when the markets go up, but what
Sure.
do we not like when the markets go down? We have to have enough reasonable growth over our lifetime to have beating inflation, to have the returns, to have additional income in the future. So we have to be very, very careful and efficient in how we set up the growth port.
Before we keep going on the road here, tell me what you have to say to those who are chasing growth at all costs.
You can do that when you're younger, because you have time.
Sure.
And when we retire or getting close to retirement, if we're chasing, aggressive growth, or maybe we don't even know what's in our portfolios because we haven't checked or haven't had it x-rayed or analyzed by us, we might be too aggressive. And if you're chasing that, it can come back to bite you.
Next stop on the road to retirement, taxes, so important yet so frequently overlooked, right?
It's overlooked significantly in the industry because a lot of folks that do what I do don't know tax law. They can't legally give tax advice or help you with taxes. So We look at that because that's the number one expense for most people in retirement.
Sure.
And if you can save taxes down the road with smart planning now, you can save potentially tens, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars in your pocket. And that's going to spend a lot longer than if you didn't.
A very important stop up ahead. It is, of course, protection. Let's talk about this.
Yeah, protection's extremely important because it's the linchpin of most plans to make sure that for a portion of your portfolio is protected from any market losses. With reasonable growth potential in there, there are ways and solutions to do that. It's the linchpin for portfolio planning.
All right, and ultimately we make it to our retirement destination. My question is this: for the folks who just want to jump from point A to point B on the map, what can go wrong?
You skip all the other parts. And if you skip all the other parts and you go right to the retirement aspect, it's having a plan in place to get us from point A to point B, and it can be done in an efficient way to reduce this risk, to have an income plan in place, to lower the taxes, get everything in place that you need to have a successful, if not a stress-less retirement.
And we're glad we asked for directions, Adam. Thank you. And today, exclusively for our Finance Report viewers, Adam has a great offer for you. Right now, for the first 5 callers with a portfolio of $500,000 or greater, he's offering a complimentary Retire Smart plan just for you. This will allow Adam and his team to sit down with you personally and provide you with a roadmap analyzing where you are right now and discuss your best steps to really get ready for a successful retirement. The number to call right now, 904-872-6264. Once again, that number, 904-872-6264.
All right, before we go, final thoughts.
So, Adam, when it comes to planning for a successful retirement, a tax strategy really matters.
Yeah, the tax strategy within an overall plan, taxes are the number one expense in retirement. The key is to plan ahead while we have time before federal tax rates go up and before overall tax bills go up.
Yeah.
We know they're going to go up in 2026 based on the current legislation that's in place, and we know that the government's spending more money than it has. So taxes are going to have to go up, and we have to get ahead of it with taking these tax deferred monies, these IRAs, these 401ks, shifting it to tax-free sources of assets, sources of income to better your retirement while we have time.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And I know to help our viewers at home do just that, you have something very special.
And that's right. And for the first 5 callers that have saved $500,000 or more for retirement, I'd like to extend an invitation to give our team a call, and we'll personally help them put together their very own Retirement Smart plan. And Mallory, David, will do this on a complimentary basis.
And that really is an excellent opportunity that should not be missed. Adam, thank you. And once again, exclusively for our Finance Report viewers, Adam has a great offer. Right now, for the first 5 callers with a portfolio of $500,000 or greater, he's offering a complimentary Retire Smart plan just for you.
This will allow Adam and his team to sit down with you personally and provide you with a roadmap, analyzing where you are right now and discuss your best steps to really get ready for a successful retirement. The number to call, 904-872-6264. That's 904-872-6264.
And for all of us here at the Finance Report, thanks for watching. We'll see you back here next time.